Dear Commissioner, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, to begin with, on behalf of the Boards of Appeal of the European Patent Office, I would like to congratulate sincerely IPTAP on its 20th anniversary. There are indeed good reasons to celebrate. I see the Korean example as an outstanding example of an economy that early on understood the decisive importance of an efficient patent system, including a judiciary of high efficiency and quality. So there are indeed reasons to celebrate. And it's a great honor and pleasure for me, representing the Boards of Appeal, to be here. And I am overwhelmed by the warm welcome here in Seoul and here at this conference. Thank you very much. I will speak a bit about the developments at the Boards of Appeal of the EPO. The boards are, as you are aware, the final instance on the granting of European patents. So there is no possibility to appeal of the decisions of the boards. There is a possibility of review, but that is done within the boards. Then, of course, later on in the national systems, patents can be invalidated, and also that can happen before the coming Unified Patent Court. But that is not the theme of my talk here today. What I will talk about in particular is the ongoing implementation of the structural reform of the Boards of Appeal. It's the most important part of that. One of the backgrounds of the reform was to enhance the perceived independence of the boards. And previously then, until 2016, then this was the organization. DG3 there is the Appeal Directorate General of the Appeal Director General of the European Patent Office. But since the 1st of January last year, it is instead so that the Boards of Appeal is a separate unit. We're formally still a part of the office, but we're now a separate unit. So, and it is also so that here we see the organizational diagram of the boards as such, and there this is our internal organization then, and there you can see that there is the president of the Boards of Appeal, for the time being me then. I am responding to the Administrative Council and the Boards of Appeal Committee. Hierarchically, I'm not any longer under the president of the office, but I am reporting to and being watched by a newly introduced subcommittee to the Administrative Council, that is the Boards of Appeal Committee, which is like a judicial board. It consists of 3 members from the Administrative Council, from the delegations, typically then Director Generals of national offices, but also 3 judges, senior judges from the member states. And I think you might have heard of those 3. It's Are Stenvik of Norway, and Colin Burrs of the United Kingdom, and Klaus Bacher from Germany, known European experienced judges, which are sitting in this Boards of Appeal Committee, who are then giving me advice and overlook what I do as a president of the boards. So the yes, the independence then is increased with this new structure. So, and it's implemented in a way that the president of the office has delegated powers regarding management of the boards to the president of the boards of appeal. So, and so the president of the boards of appeal has then the managerial and disciplinary powers over the members and the staff of the boards of appeal, and it is also the president of the boards of appeal that makes the proposals of appointment of new members, and also gives the opinion as a basis for the reappointment of members. Members of the boards of appeal are appointed for a period of 5 years, and their reappointment are subject to a positive opinion from the president of the boards on their performance. And this performance evaluation is another new part of, which is new and an important part of the reform. Members are annually being evaluated on their performance on the basis of criteria which are collected from experiences and practices in the contracting states, used when evaluating judges. You can see the criteria there. And on the basis of this annual reports, a decision is later on made then every 5th year on the as a basis for reappointment. It's the task of the president of the boards of appeal to make a budget request, and that is dealt with then in the boards of appeal committee that I mentioned, and it's then forwarded to the president of the office, but it's in the hands of the president of the office to propose to the council the actual budget. It is also for the president of the boards of appeal to implement the budget, and in particular to decide on the filling of posts. We have a lot on our plate in the boards of appeal. We have a number of pending cases, which is now over 9,000, and it will continue to grow for a number of years. We have received more cases than we have decided, and it will continue so for a while. The background there is that the efficiency and the productivity of the office has indeed increased during recent years, and it's foreseen that there will be no backlog at the European Patent Office in a couple of years. The Paris criteria will be met, and this means for us that we will have a wave of incoming cases, so we will have indeed a lot to deal with in the coming years. So what we are doing then, we can see these figures here. We can see that it takes will take 4 years and more for us to deal with cases. There is a possibility to get acceleration, so one can request that. So, but indeed we need to improve, and what we have done is we have set an objective that within 5 years we should be able to do 90% of our cases within 30 months. That might seem modest, and I can agree on that, although I think it's realistic taking into account the situation we are in. What we are doing in order to increase efficiency is that we are setting objectives for our different technical fields and for each board, and each member also gets individual objectives. We are improving our ways of working in different ways, increasing flexibility in the organization. And one important point of particular interest to users, I know, is the revision of our rules of procedure. As for the timeline there, until we are now doing a user consultation, a written user consultation, which ends on Monday. Actually, it's been ongoing for a couple of months, based on a proposal on the revision. And then we are now collecting users' view on a concrete proposal, and then we will take these into account, and we will follow that up with a user conference at the end of this year. And after that, we hope it should be possible then to approve the new rules of procedure. So what is then the content? Yeah, possible changes here. Well, what's it aiming at? It's aiming at increasing efficiency, reducing the number of issues to be dealt with, increasing predictability for parties, knowing what will happen in the case, and also to better harmonize our practices in procedure matters. We are basing this proposal, which is now out for consultation, on what is already existing. So the framework we have in our rules of procedure will remain. We are mainly codifying best practices from our own practice. And that means that we're trying to apply a convergent approach, meaning that the broadest based you will have at the outset, but then it will be, the longer the case proceeds, it will be more and more difficult to come with anything new arguments, new requests, new evidence, etc. In order to avoid a situation where you have a range of new issues at the time of oral proceeding. That should not be possible, only if there are very good reasons and in exceptional cases. And the onus on amending is put on the party. So a best practice we already apply today is to issue communications well before the oral proceedings, and we will make that compulsory. Another thing is that our decisions should be issued within 3 months after the oral proceedings. Another part of the structural reform is that we have moved out from the offices, the central office of the European Patent Office, and are now located in the Munich area in Haar. So it's 20 minutes with the commuting train from the city center. And so we have a new premises there, and you are all welcome to visit us there. Our hearings are all public. So this is how you get there. And we have also finally a new website which you access from the website of the office. And here you can also find our first annual report, which was published last week, and where you can find more information about the boards and the recent developments. Thank you so much.
네, 수고해 주신 칼 조셉슨